You're listening to Channel 98.9. This is Silvis, and with me today are Patrolman Daniel Leak and Chief Jordan Kitchen from the Corry Police Department. Welcome, fellas.
Hi, good morning. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. We wanted to talk to you today about the upcoming Golf Open and Concert Fundraiser featuring 1st to 11, as well as the new K9 officer program at the Corry Police Department. First, why don't we go over the specifics of June 28th? Officer Leak, why don't you tell us what's going on?
Yeah, so on June 28th, we're having our third annual Corry Police Golf Open. It benefits the newly began K9 unit. There's going to be a free concert, and then following the concert, we'll have fireworks. The golf tournament is going to begin at 11 a.m. We have information for that on our Facebook page, as well as there'll be flyers around town, and especially at the golf course where it's being held at, which is North Hills.
Sure.
So the registration will begin at 9:30 in the morning. The cost for that is going to be $85 a player. There'll be door prizes as well. Some different things going on during the tournament. Be a dinner to follow. And then after that is when the concert will begin, which is going to be approximately 5:30. There'll be an opening act. And then, like you already mentioned, 1st to 11 will follow that.
So if you're a golfer, get your buddies together and let's see you out at the Golf Open on June 28th. Is there a cost for the concert?
No, there's not.
No.
Last year we did. This year we want to try to get as many people from the community out there as possible. Mm-hmm. The only cost would be if anyone wants to purchase any kind of beverages or food. There'll be food trucks stationed outside as well. And then beverages will be able to be purchased through the golf course inside the clubhouse there during the course of the concert.
So the golf outing is at 11 a.m. And what time does the concert start again?
The concert will start at approximately 5:30 is when the opener will begin. And like I said before, that's going to immediately follow that golf tournament that we have going on that day as well.
So $85 per person for the golf outing, and that includes the dinner, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's included everything.
Excellent. And a free concert at 5:30 to follow with 1st to 11. They're a local artist, if you're not familiar with them. They are a local band that they started a few years ago as teenagers. They're from Erie, and they're a pretty big sensation on the YouTube channel.
Yes, they are.
We follow them pretty closely. In fact, their original song called Thrill reached number 51, I believe, on the Channel 98.9 Top 98 of 2019. So that was about 6 years ago. So we'd like to invite everybody out there. It's going to be a family event, and it's on June 28th at North Hills Golf Course. So it's a fundraiser for your new program at the Corry Police Department, the K9 program. I imagine there's a lot of listeners, myself included, that maybe don't really know much about that, what it is, why it's important. So let's talk a little bit about the program itself.
Sure. So several years, Officer Leak and numerous other officers within the city recognized the real need for a K9 unit in the city, whether it be for tracking or detection or anything a patrol dog can do. It's been about 10 years since we've had an active K9 unit in the city. So Officer Leak, in conjunction with his other officers and former Chief Cherry, kind of built the program from scratch to start it back up and to bring it back to the city. And it's been about a 3-year project in the making, and it's finally coming to fruition.
We're talking here with Chief Kitchen and Officer Leak from the Corry Police Department about the new K9 program. So what exactly is the function of the K9 officer?
So the K9 officer is 100% responsible for the dog and everything that goes into the program as well. We have to meet a minimum standard of 16 hours of training every month. Most K9 handlers would know that it takes a lot more than that to keep up with the dog.
Yeah. Right.
And so there's a lot that goes into it. We did about 6 weeks of training down at Shallow Creek Kennels, which is down near Hermitage, Pennsylvania. Recently graduated, and then you have to pass a national certification prior to graduation. And then he actually just recently was sworn in Monday, May 5th.
Right.
So our first shift will actually be tonight, starting at 11 o'clock.
Okay.
We're very excited.
And so the actual K9 itself, what function does the dog itself perform within the police department?
Yeah, so he can do anything from, like my chief said, he can do anything from tracking people to doing what we call article searches. So if a suspect were to toss a gun in the midst of a pursuit or anything similar to that, he can sniff that out. He can do detection for narcotics and as well as do apprehension. We ultimately use the term as there's a misconception that these dogs are solely trained to bite people, and that's just not the case. They're essentially
I hadn't heard that, but
Yeah.
I believe you.
They're essentially a locating tool.
Okay.
They locate people and they locate narcotics. And at the end of the day, that's the general purpose of the dog. It's to make our officers safer and make sure that we go home. And as much as we love our furry animals, at the end of the day, he is a tool to our department, and he's going to be a huge asset.
Okay. Describe the day or typical day or the schedule of the K9. How often is he going to be on duty and that sort of thing?
I guess I can start from the beginning. So he has to be fed. It's very regimented schedule. So every 12 hours, they try to keep it within that 12 hours to prevent any kind of medical issues like bloat for the dog. So I had to be very conscientious about that with my shifts and when I'm feeding him to start the day.
Okay.
And making sure that he's not being fed too close to when we start the shift. When we start our shift, you got to make sure you have the right tools, right collars, everything like that on. Yeah. He rides with me the whole day, and any calls for service that would require a dog, we would handle those.
Chief, why do you feel it's important that the city of Corry have a K9 on duty?
I just think there's a big need for it. You know, the way society's going, any asset or any tool that a police department can bring on or acquire only benefits the officers who are working the road and taking these calls, you know, every day. The dog, as Officer Lee stated, improves our operations on article searches, narcotics detection, tracking. It's just an overall improvement and a big tool for them.
And explain how this program is funded. How does funding come for the initial startup costs, and then the ongoing program, how is that funded?
So the program is 100% funded through local grants and donations from numerous businesses, entities, and private citizens through either inside the city or outside. We do have several donors from outside the city who have contributed to the program as well.
And I'd like to piggyback off of that as well. We do have the dog. The plan is to do this event every year to keep the program going. We were fortunate enough over 3 years to really hit the ground running and get this going quicker than probably even we expected. However, it's going to be important to keep this going on an annual basis in order to keep the program alive for future handlers coming up through the department. So that way the community can have other dogs as well, and keep that asset and that tool in our community.
Okay. So grants, donations, fundraisers, and things of that nature will help keep the program going. Okay. We're talking with Patrolman Daniel Leake and Chief Jordan Kitchen from the Corry City Police Department. Well, congratulations on getting this installed finally on the K9 program.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's go over one more time. The fundraiser coming up on June 28th. Channel 98.9 is a media partner for this event. It's a golf outing and also a concert featuring first to 11. Tell everybody again one more time the details.
Yeah, so the golf tournament registration will begin at 9:30 in the morning. It's $85 a player, $340 a team. It includes the lunch at the turn, dinner at the end, and there's going to be prizes and whatnot available throughout the day. The tournament itself will begin at 11 a.m., probably concluding around 5. 5:30 is when the concert opener will begin, and then first to 11 to follow that. And then, like I said before, there'll be fireworks to end the night as well.
And we'll be on hand. Channel 98.9 will be there with some prizes. You can sign up, register for some gifts, and we look forward to seeing everybody there. All right, June 28th, get your golf friends together for the golf outing, and then enjoy the concert with first to 11 to follow. So we've been talking today with Patrolman Daniel Leake and Chief Jordan Kitchen from the Corry Police Department. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.